without mentioning, Donald Trump, he will talk about the stakes for America and for the world. Finally, do you worry about the United States in terms of its commitment to democracy and freedom and everything these people died for, if there's another Trump presidency?
I think there's always reason to be worried about the short term, but I look at the longer term of what happened. I think there is a ongoing look.
Donald Trump did not lash out at Tom Hanks because Tom Hanks told a joke. He lashed out because Tom Hanks told the truth in a way Trump could not control. That was the real danger. Trump can survive mockery. He can survive headlines. He can survive angry critics and late-night punchlines. But what he has always hated is a calm, trusted voice cutting through the noise and reminding people what leadership is supposed to look like. And when that voice belongs to Tom Hanks, one of the most widely respected figures in American culture, the contrast becomes devastating. The setup began with Donald Trump treating Hanks like an enemy, framing him as destructive, woke, and somehow unworthy.
Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Rolling Stone, Deadline, it's all the headline. And the fact is, President Trump's going after him. Tom Hanks, was up for this U.S. Military Academy Alumni Association Award, the Sylvanus Thayer Award for Outstanding Citizens.
But underneath the insult was something more revealing. Hanks had spoken in a way Trump could not easily dismiss. He did not rant. He did not posture. He spoke calmly about democracy, responsibility, truth, and the long struggle toward a more perfect union. He sounded like a citizen taking the country seriously. For Trump, that kind of tone is dangerous because it reminds people how shallow his own version of power can sound by comparison. That was where Jimmy Kimmel entered the story. Kimmel did not just make fun of Trump for reacting to Tom Hanks. He widened the frame and showed why the reaction mattered. He pointed to a pattern. Trump celebrating the suffering of people he sees as enemies, bragging about rising prices as if ordinary Americans were not the ones paying for them, threatening, boasting, and then trying to wrap all of it in patriotic language. Kimmel's gift was not just comedy. It was compression. He could take weeks of chaos and boil it down to one brutal point. Trump does not act like a leader trying to solve problems. He acts like a man who sees every crisis as a chance to feed his ego. That was why the contrast with Hanks hit so hard. Hanks embodies something Trump cannot manufacture.
Oh, well, thank you. Hey, now speaking of church, can I say something? If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in now.
You know what? I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go.
No,
oh, no. Oh, no. It's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right.
Kimmel understood that. He understood that Trump was not really fighting an actor. He was fighting the kind of moral credibility that makes his own insecurity stand out. Kimmel pushed further by focusing on Trump's behavior itself, celebrating job losses, talking about rising gas prices as if they were some personal scoreboard, tossing around international threats with the tone of a man performing for cameras instead of governing a country. And even in smaller moments, the same pattern emerged. A conversation with his own granddaughter became another stage for self-praise. That was one of Kimmel's sharpest points. Trump does not stop performing even with children, because performance is the only language he fully trusts. That is not strength. That is compulsion. Then there was the election issue, and that was where the whole story grew darker. Kimmel showed how Trump wraps control in slogans, using phrases about saving America, while pushing ideas that look less like protection and more like narrowing the rules until only the outcome he wants feels legitimate. Again, the pattern mattered more than any single line. Trump does not merely react to events. He tries to redefine the terms of reality around them. If he cannot win cleanly, he wants to change the shape of the contest. Kimmel did not overcomplicate that. He translated it. By the end, the story was no longer just about Trump versus Tom Hanks, or even Trump versus Jimmy Kimmel. It was about what happens when truth, humor, and credibility hit the same target at the same time. Hanks brought the moral contrast. Kimmel brought the evidence and the ridicule. And Trump, instead of answering either one with clarity, did what he always does. He lashed out, tried to punish, tried to discredit, tried to turn criticism into proof that he was somehow the victim. But that response only made the picture clearer. Tom Hanks did not need to overpower